Statements by ministers, none.
Honourable members, I will announce my decision on the notices given to me by the Honourable First Member for Port Louis South and Port Louis Central, Mr. Aucune, on 3rd and 4th of December 2018, respectively, to raise a privilege complaint in relation to the conduct of the Honourable Third Member for Montagne Blanche and Grand River Southeast, Mr. Kalyan Tarolah, on the night of 11th of April, when he allegedly sent indecent messages and photos within the precincts of the National Assembly while it was sitting. I wish to draw the attention of the House to the following facts. First, the alleged contempt or breach of privilege refers to the conduct of Honourable Kalyan Tarolah on the night of 11th of April 2017, when he allegedly sent obscene and indecent messages and photos whilst he was within the precincts of the Assembly which was sitting. Second, the alleged contempt or breach of privilege referred to above came within public knowledge when the complainant made a statement in this respect as far back as 2nd of October 2017, and which attracted wide media coverage and outrage, as pointed out by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions in its communiqué dated 30th of November 2018. Third, on 4th of October 2017, the Parliamentary Gender Caucus issued a press communiqué whereby reference was made to the alleged conduct of the Honourable Third Member for Montagne Blanche and Grand River Southeast, Mr. Kalyan Tarolah. Fourth, the Honourable First Member for Beaubassin Petite Rivière, Mr. Bagwan, gave notice of a motion standing in his name, which was circulated on 5th of December 2017 as follows. I quote, "This Assembly deplores and condemns the unbecoming behavior of the Honourable Third Member for Constituency Number 10, Montagne Blanche and Grand River Southeast, Mr. Kalyan Tarolah, in the House on 11th of April 2017, to wit, the alleged sending of indecent photographs from a mobile phone whilst being in the precinct of the Assembly at a time when the Assembly was sitting, thereby offending the dignity of the House," unquote. The above-mentioned motion appeared on the order paper of Friday, 15th of December 2017. However, by reason of the fact that when this item of the business of the House was reached, Honourable Bagwan was absent, and no other honourable member moved the said motion in his stead. The said motion lapsed. Fifth, the Honourable First Member for Port Louis South and Port Louis Central, Mr. Aucune, gave notice of 2 parliamentary questions in regard to the inquiries being carried out in relation to the complaints of Miss LDA against the Honourable Third Member for Montagne Blanche and Grand River Southeast, which appeared on the notice of questions requiring oral answers addressed to the Right Honourable Minister Mentor, Minister of Defence, Minister for Rodrigues, as follows. First, on 28th of November 2017, I quote, whether, in regard to the complaints of Miss LDA against Honourable KT, he will, for the benefit of the House, obtain from the Commission of Police information as to if any A, investigation has been undertaken in relation thereto, and B, person has been arrested in connection therewith. Second, on 27th of November 2018, I quote, whether in regard to the inquiries initiated in the cases reported by Miss LDA against Honourable KT, he will, for the benefit of the House, obtained from the Commission of Police information as to where matters stand. Now, applying the procedure prescribed in Standing Order 74 of the Standing Orders and Rules of the National Assembly in dealing with offenses provided for in the National Assembly Privileges, Immunities and Powers Act to the facts under consideration, that is, the issue of alleged contempt or breach of privilege by Honorable Tarolah, the following conclusions are reached. Considering that the alleged conduct took place on 11th of April 2017, the alleged conduct came within public knowledge on 2nd of October 2017. The Parliamentary Gender Caucus referred to the alleged conduct in a press communiqué on 4th of October 2017, and the alleged conduct was the subject of 2 parliamentary questions on 28th of November 2017 and on 27th of November 2018, respectively, and of 1 motion in the House on 15th December 2017. It can safely be said that the Honorable First Member for Police South and Police Central, Mr. Aucune, has had notice of the alleged conduct which could amount to contempt or breach of privilege as far back as October 2017. Therefore, to all intents and purposes, it stands to reason that the Honorable First Member for Police South and Police Central, Mr. Aucune, cannot claim that he has had notice of the said conduct on 30th of November 2018, following the issue of the communiqué by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, as averred by in the notices he gave. In the light of the above, had the Honorable First Member for Police South and Police Central, Mr. Aucune, wished to raise a privilege complaint, he ought to have given the notice of the matter to my good self on a sitting day, as soon as reasonably practicable, according to paragraph 1 of Standing Order 74, that is, at a time contemporaneous to October 2017. In the circumstances, I rule that the notices dated 3rd and 4th of December 2018, given by the Honorable First Member for Police South and Police Central, Mr. Aucune, cannot be entertained. Honorable members, moreover, with regard to the communiqué issued by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, dated 30th of November 2018, in the case PMP 3442/18, OB 972/17, CCID, breach of the ICTA, which seems to have raised much confusion in the minds of one and all, in view of the fact that it contains a request to the Commission of Police to bring same to my attention for, I quote, any action which I may deem fit. I wish to draw the attention of the House to the following. From the content of the communiqué itself, it is abundantly clear that the advice of the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, I quote, has been sought by the Commission of Police in a matter which attracted wide media coverage and public outrage involving Honorable Kalyan Tarolah. He is alleged to have used his private mobile phone to send indecent and obscene messages through WhatsApp. Moreover, it is also alleged that at the time he sent some of those indecent and obscene messages, he was physically present in the National Assembly, which was in session, unquote. Honorable members, the following facts can be gathered. Following the inquiry carried out by the Commission of Police, the latter sought the advice of the Office of the DPP as to the course of action to be taken by the police in case OB 972/17 CCID, with no suggestion of prosecution by the police. The Office of the DPP advised the Office of the Commissioner of Police that, for the reasons stated in the communiqué, all the elements of an offense for breach of Section 46 GA of the ICTA not being present, to stay its inquiry into OB 972/17. However, the Office of the DPP further stated that it undertook on its own volition to review the evidence gathered by the police with a view to deciding whether same discloses an offense under the National Assembly Immunities, Privileges and Powers Act. It is presumed that the Office of the DPP considered it fit to do so on the basis of the statement of Ms. LDA given on 2nd of October 2017 that Honorable Tarolah sent her a number of messages and photos while he was in the National Assembly. That same were retrieved from her mobile phone, and that the official report confirms that the Assembly sat on 1st of April 2017, given that Honorable Tarolah took part in the debate on the Land Drainage Authority Bill. Finally, the Office of the DPP concluded that it is of the considered view that a prima facie case of contempt of the National Assembly has been disclosed by the police inquiry, and had advised the Office of the Commissioner of Police to so inform my good self for any action that I may deem fit. Honorable members, may I refer anew to Standing Orders 74 for the benefit of one and all, to understand exactly what are the prerogatives of this august assembly. The laws of Mauritius provide as follows. Section 48 of the Constitution of the Republic of Mauritius, entitled Regulation of Procedure in the National Assembly, provides that, subject to this Constitution, the Assembly may regulate its own procedure, in particular, make rules for the orderly conduct of its own proceedings, unquote. There followed the establishment of the standing orders and rules of the National Assembly, which have made provision for Standing Order 74, entitled Contempt of the Assembly, whereby the procedure to be followed when dealing with offences are provided for in the National Assembly Privileges, Immunities and Powers Act, prescribed, namely, paragraphs 1, 2, and 3 deal with the following issues. First, who is entitled to give notice of an alleged contempt or breach of privilege? Second, how this notice is given to the Speaker? Third, the time within which the notice has to be given. And fourth, finally, who is entitled to rule on this notice? That is, the Speaker. Paragraph 4 provides clearly that it is for the Speaker to consider whether the circumstances reported thereto in the prescribed manner amounts or not to an offense under the National Assembly Privileges, Immunities and Powers Act. Paragraph 4 further provides for the ensuing procedure, that is, if according to the Speaker, the circumstances reported amounts to an offense under the said Act, the Speaker so informs the honorable member who gave the said notice, who thereafter tables a motion seeking that the matter be referred to the Director of Public Prosecutions for appropriate action. Hence, it is the House which, by resolution, refers a matter to the DPP for appropriate action upon the Speaker being satisfied that there is prima facie evidence of an offense having been committed under the National Assembly Privileges, Immunities and Powers Act on a honorable member, giving notice thereof to the Speaker, subject to same being given as soon as reasonably practicable, following him having notice of the offense having been committed. In the present circumstances, I rule that the procedure to deal with the alleged commission of an offense by Honorable Kalyan Tarolah under the National Assembly Privileges, Immunities and Powers Act, as provided for in Standing Order 74 of the Standing Orders and Rules of the National Assembly, have not been complied with, so that the matter cannot be now referred to the DPP for appropriate action. The contrary would be violation of our prescribed standing orders and rules. However, notwithstanding the fact that the existing legislation prevents the House from taking any action against the Honourable Third Member for Montailong and Grand River South East, Mr. Kalyan Tarolah, I wish to express my indignation about the photograph in circulation showing the said member in deep slumber, allegedly while in his seat in the chamber, and of a demeaning video clip of his good self doing an indecent gesture, which have gone viral and have attracted wide public outrage. These, together with the findings of the Office of the DPP regarding the indecent messages and photos, which have allegedly, in the course of the public inquiry, been retrieved, are materials enough to condemn the said behavior of the Honourable Third Member of Montagne Blanche and Grand River South East, albeit outside the four corners of the provisions of the existing rules and regulations. As Speaker, I consider such behavior as being utterly demeaning, undignified, and derogatory to the holder of an office which requires rigor, discipline, and decency, to say the least. To my mind, such behavior ought never to have occurred and should never recur in the future. Nonetheless, I wish to reiterate the observations I made in the case of Honorable Ariram and Honorable Mohammed, and condemn the wrongful or misuse of mobile phone and other electronic devices that offends the dignity and decorum of the House. And I am more than ever resolute in prescribing strict rules to regulate the use of the mobile phones and other electronic devices in the House, and or purporting to show parts of the precincts of the National Assembly susceptible to offend against the decorum and dignity thereof. I thank you for your attention.